Hey guys, this is No Solution. I'm Scott, and this is my contest entry for Royce. His channel is Royce in the House, and he's celebrating his 200th video. And I will leave a link to the contest below. Basically, you need to be a subscriber. You need to make a video and leave a comment so that he knows that you made a video for the contest. And then he has the categories of various records he wants us to show. So let's just get right into it. Congratulations, Royce. And this looked fun, so here's my entry. The first category was records that have a song that's over 10 minutes. So as a fan of Dream Theater and Marillion, I had no problem coming up with these, but I tried to go a little outside the box. So I'll start with this. White Ward, Love Exchange Failure. This is a Ukrainian band. I guess you would put them in the post-black metal category. Black metal influence, but going in other directions. Most notably saxophone, so if you hate saxophone in your metal, stay far away. But there's lots of songs over 10 minutes on this one, but the title track, the opener, as soon as I heard it, I was super into this band. Like, it starts out so moody with the sax, and kind of like you're just chilling out late at night at a jazz club or something. And then all of a sudden the black metal kicks in and just rips your face off. And then it varies between those moods and combines things, and just really, really unique. I really like this album. So that's my first one, White Ward. Next, this logo's kind of become a meme. It's Mystigo Vargoth Darkestra. The Key to the Gates of Apocalypses. Another band from Ukraine. This is a side project of Vargoth of Nocturnal Mortem fame. This project started out as dark ambient, I guess you would say dungeon synth maybe. This is the second full-length and final full-length. It is a 72-minute one-track album combining the dark ambient and dungeon synth stuff with black metal. So it kind of varies between synth passages and then full-on black metal and goes back and forth. But for a 72-minute one-track album, it really holds your attention the whole time. It's kind of raw sounding, but not indistinguishable. Like, sometimes they can go overboard with the raw atmosphere. But yeah, if that sounds like something you'd be into, check out Mystigo Vargoth Darkestra and just marvel at that logo. Isn't that beautiful? Then my last one for this category, I went with Mirror Reaper by Bellwitch. A little gatefold thing. Beautiful, beautiful painting. A Funeral Doom band. This is a 83-minute song. It's obviously a CD does not hold 83 minutes, so it's splitting it onto two CDs. But the digital version is just one 83-minute file, so it's intended to be one song. Bass player, drums, and keys only, no guitar. Super depressing. This is an album I admire but don't really play that much because it's just it's a big commitment and you kind of have to be in the right headspace for it. But if you're into Funeral Doom, I'm sure you know all about this. If not, give it a listen and see what you think. Let's see. Next category was soundtracks. He wanted to show 3 soundtracks. So my first one is kind of a twofer. I went with the Twin Peaks original television series soundtrack and then also the Showtime season 3 soundtrack. This is the Angelo Badalamenti, all the famous Twin Peaks themes and things that are kind of iconic now. Just great. I don't know what else I can say about it. You probably all already know about it. This is a bit different. It's not really score music. It's season 3 had a musical performance in almost every episode, so this is a lot of those songs. Really, really varied. It's got 9 Inch Nails on here. It's got Lissy. This is the first time I had heard Lissy, and now I'm a big fan of hers. What do we got? The Chromatics, Eddie Vedder, Rebecca Del Rio does an amazing song on here. Yeah, really varied, eclectic, but really good. Check it out. Next, soundtracks, you got to have a John Carpenter in there. So I went with The Fog. Yeah, it's John Carpenter. It's one of my favorite scores of his. When I was a kid and watching this movie, like some of the cool music parts I really liked, I would just like keep rewinding the tape and so I could hear the music again. Like the concept of a soundtrack hadn't even crossed my mind. I just thought you kind of had to watch the movie. So, yep, The Fog. And then, yeah, sorry, these are mostly CDs. I do have a vinyl here. It's Streets of Fire. This soundtrack from the 1984 film. Kind of a cult classic, I think, because I think a lot of people think it's terrible. It kind of is terrible, but it's also maybe my favorite movie ever. The big hit on here was I Can Dream About You by Dan Hartman. But it's got Maria McKee, it's got the Blasters, it's got Ry Cooder. And then the highlights for me are 2 songs from Fire Incorporated, a band that did not exist. It was some kind of creation of Jim Steinman, the famous Meatloaf songwriter. Nowhere Fast and Tonight Is What It Means to Be Young. Those are 2 of my favorite songs. So, Streets of Fire. Now we have albums with great keyboard players. So I had to sneak some really in it here. So I went with Mark Kelly's Marathon. It's his first solo album that just came out 2020. You can tell it's Mark Kelly on it, but it's not really what you would expect. It's not as proggy as you might think it would be. It's really a bit more influenced by like alternative rock. There's plenty of prog on it still to be had though. And Mark is just an amazing keyboard player. And yeah, this is really good. Let's see. Then I went with Jordan Rudess. This is An Evening with John Petrucci and Jordan Rudess. They did a tour, just the 2 of them, soon after Jordan joined Dream Theater. So, keyboards and guitar, pretty mellow, but good mood music to have on in the background when you need to concentrate on something or you can't be too distracted. Or, and if you want to pay attention too, that's fine. It's just, it's not going to bludgeon you over the head and make you pay attention. It's just a really pleasant album to have on. And Jordan is like a legend as far as keyboards go. Next, I went with Kevin Moore. I don't think he's regarded as like a great technical virtuoso. I'm going more with his creativity. And even when he was in Dream Theater, they described Kevin was more of a writer. He wasn't as much into performing. So this is OSI. This was a project started by Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater and Jim Mateos of Fates Warning. And then Kevin Moore joined, and it took a whole different direction. Mike Portnoy's original idea was for like long prog metal epics, and Kevin came in and was like, well, I'm really not interested in doing that, but if you want me in, here's something I would like to do. And he kind of chopped the songs up and added a lot of electronic influence and stuff. Really just a big surprise as far as a supergroup. I still really love this album. I think Portnoy did not, because the project changed from something he wanted, but can't win them all, right? So OSI, Kevin Moore. Oh, if you didn't know, he's the original Dream Theater keyboard player. And then Royce had a bonus question. Show a record with a poster in it. And this just came through the door. It's an older album. Shed the Skins, We Have Scorn. But I found a good price on a vinyl copy, so I jumped on it. And it does come with a poster. So let's take it out. Not a giant poster, but some nice Lovecraftian type monster going into the church. Yeah. Really fun death metal band. They're not reinventing the wheel, but it's just good quality American death metal. So that Shed the Skin. All right, that's my entry. Thanks a lot, Royce, and I'll catch you guys later.